So they've announced Scream 6, which means inevitably there'll be a Scream 7. They've also announced a TV series, and they've said it's not going to be related to seasons 1 and 2 or season 3. And I hope that they're lying. I hope it's both casts together, and that they hint that it's related to the movies so the seventh movie can have characters from that. Because to try to do more than a trilogy would be a bit overboard to me. To round it out at 7 and have it like culminate in something, that would be great. What it looks like is more likely to happen would be it's going to be another anthology season of Scream that has nothing to do with anything, and that's what it sounds like. But then again, they could just be saying that because if they were going to do what I said, which was a crossover between both seasons' characters, would they announce it like that? Come on now. Again, it's unlikely that they'll try to shift the show and movie universes just because so many people didn't watch the show. I mean, that's why I didn't watch that new Spider-Man thing with all three of them, is because I've only seen the trilogy that I grew up with. But that would be a cool thing for them to do, is the crossover thing, which, that would be cool. But moving on from the shows, I'm going to start out with number one. Please don't call it Scream 2. That movie exists. It's great. Like, people are already going to be confused about Scream being the fifth one. I think they'll see it first, and then fans will be like, that's the fifth one, and then they'll see the other ones. I think that's bound to happen. I don't feel comfortable with that, given what happens in that movie. I'm going to try to call it Scream 2. That's going to further the confusion of younger people that are seeing these for the first time. Like, the goal of these movies should get people to watch the older ones to see the new one. And if they watch the newer one, then the older ones, okay, but you did spoil it. Number two, flesh out the four main surviving characters from your movie, twins and the sisters. Um, Give them more to work with and more dynamics, and with the older characters that are survivors of the past movies. Uh, because that would, like, I already like them, but to make me like them more as the movies go on would be the goal. I'm sure that you can handle that one, though, because you already made me like them in one movie. Moving on to number three, make Sydney more prominent. She is the main character. I get the whole requel thing that the main characters of the old movies aren't the main characters, they're just kind of there. It's not really a good thing, but I get that you're doing requels. You're probably doing requel sequels, which is just going to be the bigger, the badder, the bloodier version of the movie before. So that sounds awesome. I will say, don't do anything to her kids. Meaning, like, make them the killer or kill the kids. Please, for the love of fuck, don't do that. That would be too far. Sydney has come this far, doesn't deserve that. Um, However, Mark Kincaid, you can kill. Because that would be. It'd be a lot like the Cotton Kill from the opening of 3. In that, like, it's a character from the older movies, but he's not, like, one of the main characters, but he's still an opening kill that would be like, whoa, they killed an older character, but it wouldn't be too disrespectful to kill them in the opening because they were only in one movie. It would also be a good reason for Sydney to be more prominent in this time around, getting revenge for that from the get. And you can have a cameo at the funeral of Wallace, because that guy from the third movie, because that guy is fucking funny. Speaking of that, characters I would love to see in this movie. Joel, cameraman from the second movie, keep him alive. I would love to see him, though. Especially given that this would be the second in your trilogy, calling back to the second in that trilogy to have Joel have a scene would be cool. Kirby, actually to utilize her and don't kill her because you already brought her back from the dead. It'd be kind of redundant to kill her again. Unless she's in 6 and 7 and you kill her in 7, that I could be okay with. But if you bring her back in 7, or I mean 6, and then kill her in 6, it's kind of like, well, you just brought her back to kill her again. But if she has fun dynamics with the other characters throughout 6 and then dies in 7, I wouldn't mind it that much. In the same vein, leave the dead dead. About characters that have been canonically dead since the 90s, that people are like, bring them back. They could be alive, even though several times throughout the franchise, they would have said something if they were alive about them. I love Matthew Lillard, and I'll watch anything he's in if I can find it, but I don't personally like the idea of bringing a character that's dead back to life. Kind of de-aging prequel would be less offensive, and I would still be like iffy on the CGI probably. One thing that could be cool, I don't know if I'm thinking of this or if I've heard it somewhere else, and if I heard it somewhere else, you can tell me in the comments, but the idea of like uh, Sydney tripping balls or having a nightmare where all of the killers from the whole franchise, the de-aged, come out to like attack her in her dream or something at once. That would be cool. But not like to have him be literally alive or even worse, literally a zombie. Move on. Up next is about Gale. I personally think Gale should be killed, but not until the seventh movie. Here's why. She didn't have enough screen time in the fifth movie to warrant her dying in the next movie. I think she should be more prominent, much like Sydney, but I think that the thing about trilogies, especially requel trilogies, is that they always end the third one with the major death, right? But if you kill Gale in the sixth movie, then you'd have to kill Sydney in the seventh movie, and I don't want Sydney to die at all. That's why I think you shouldn't kill Gale in the sixth movie. You should save her death until the seventh movie. That way you can end it tragically. You start the trilogy tragically, you end the trilogy tragically, and then the middle chapter, I don't know, you could, like I said, kill Mark Kincaid. Really, the thing about sequels is the upping the ante, the bigger the badder, and then like the concluding chapters about like anyone can die. To actually deliver on that, I don't know. They did actually deliver on it. I think that you should move away from two killers. Not towards one, but towards like three or five. That'd be cool. Because when I was like at the end of the fifth movie, I was waiting for the third killer to pop out. Didn't happen. And I think that it would be interesting if there was three killers in the next movie, or like five killers in the seventh movie, or something. Like, getting two each time, but like not sticking to just the tried and true two killers thing, because everyone just kind of expects it to be two, and to throw everyone off like that would be neat. I think if there's any more characters from the past that I want to see in this next movie, and very fun for me if Samantha started hallucinating her grandmother as well, because she's also fucking crazy. Cool. Like I said, I'd love a hallucination of all the killers from the movies just like closing in on Sydney. Or more likely a nightmare. I don't think she's gonna fucking drop acid, but who knows. Freddie Prinze Jr. and Linda Cardellini to be in one of these movies. Like both, I want both of them. I mean, come on, Matthew Lillard was in the first movie. Sarah Michelle Gellar was in the second movie. Just complete this hilarious, like, nostalgic necessity to have Fred and Velma also be in one of the movies. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. and Linda Cardellini, that would be, like, it would complete it. I mean, I don't alone in saying that a lot of people find that hilarious, given that this is basically a rated R Scooby-Doo, where at the end you find out who it is. I think that would be fucking great. Mindy and Tara to live. Maybe not in the next movie. Maybe not even in the next movie after that. But at some point, to become the killer, only it's because another Ghostface has started up. And she's just targeting everyone who is suspicious and killing them. Until it's just her, the few that she actually cares about, and the killer, who could be the same person. I don't fucking know. then towards the end, she's like trying to get Tara to come with her and like convert her. An idea I had. I think the most important ones to me would be no particular order. Don't call it Scream 2. Make Sydney more prominent. Don't kill her. Kill Gale in 7, not 6. Leave Stu dead and utilize Kirby more. And that dream sequence idea was pretty cool. But I don't know if they would do that. The important ones would be to open it, or not even open it, but like just to kill Mark Kincaid. Because killing Sydney's kids is too much. Don't do that. That's awful. That's terrible. But the husband would be a good way to get her to become more prominent. My things I want in the next installments of Scream, like, subscribe, and all that bullshit. I wasn't planning on doing another Scream video. I was more so doing like Texas videos for now and Wrong Turn videos for the ultimate crossover, where I put Hills Have Eyes in there and rank them all. But editing that and filming that takes a long time. So, catch you later.